Hi, I'm Rod Evans, and I've just completed my 18th book and 10 word-related book. It's called Tyrannosaurus Lex. And in fact, it has 49 chapters. It also has an appendix, and it has about 260 pages. This book has a great deal of humor in it, popular culture, irreverence, and of course wordplay. It's a great gift book as well, and in fact it would be very good for a birthday gift or Father's Day or other gift. And I sometimes regard it as a Lady Gaga of wordplay books. This book has been praised by none other than the author of this book, Anguished English, Richard Lederer. And Richard Lederer sold close to 1 million copies of this book. I also want to say, what did he say about it? Well, he said this. He said, "Nobody makes the alphabet dance more brilliantly and entertainingly than Rod Evans." There you go. Now, in this book, I've included anagrams. Anagrams are words or phrases formed by rearranging other words and phrases, such as dormitory, that can become dirty room. Also, laxative, when you rearrange that, you can get exit lava. Clint Eastwood, if you rearrange it, will give you Old West action. Large breasts will give you, when you rearrange that, Great Brawless, and mother-in-law will give you Woman Hitler. Still other still other anagrams. If you're a Democrat, and in fact if you don't like Ronald Reagan, you can rearrange the letters of his name and get Earl Danger. If you're a Republican and you don't like Nancy Pelosi, you can rearrange her letters and get Insane Policy. And if you're like me and you don't like either major party, and you take the word career politicians, you can get Nice Parasitic Role. Now there are also antigrams. Antigrams are words or phrases formed by rearranging other words or phrases with contrasting or opposite meanings. For example, when you rearrange lemonade, you can get demon ale. When you rearrange gratitude, you can get I get a turd. Other antigrams, if you look at Santa and rearrange that, you can get Satan. Evangelists will give you evil's agents, and customers will give you store scum. I also have palindromes in the book. In fact, palindromes are words, phrases, sentences, or even numbers that can be read the same in either direction. Dr. Awkward, when you actually read that backward, it's also Dr. Awkward. In fact, that's the real name of a University of Michigan professor. There are other palindromes in the book. If you take this, a slut nixes sex in Tulsa, and reverse it, you get the same thing. You get the same thing when you say, do geese see God? And also campus motto, bottoms up, Mac, lonely Tylenol, and T. Eliot nixes sex in toilet. Now, the book also contains oxymora. These are expressions containing words or elements with opposite meanings, such as bittersweet, original copy, and career criminal. The book also contains oxymoronic statements. For example, if I did say that, I was misquoted, or I'd give my right arm to be ambidextrous. The book also contains paraprosdokians, and these are sentences with ambushes. That is, they are sentences that have surprising or ironic endings. For example, there will be a rain dance on Friday, weather permitting. The book, in addition, contains eggcorns. These are words or phrases that are idiosyncratic but logical or creative substitutions for similar sounding words or phrases. For example, some people say, instead of Alzheimer's disease, they say old-timers disease. And there are some people who say, instead of sickle cell anemia, sick as hell anemia. And there are even people who, instead of maiden name, will say mating name. The book also contains outrageous homophonic personal names. That is, names that sound like other things that are outrageous. For example, in the early 1970s, at Moravia High School in Moravia, Iowa, and the women's basketball team, there was a superstar named Fonda Dix. There have been thousands of female athletes who have attended Moravia High, but there's only one Fonda Dix. The book also has funny malapropisms from athletes. These are the misuse of language. For example, Joe Theismann once said, the term genius is inapplicable to anyone in this game. A genius is Norman Einstein. The book also contains more malapropisms from athletes. Andre Dawson once said, on the need to be a role model, I want all the kids to copulate me. The book also contains funny mistranslations, this as in signs in foreign countries. For example, the manager has personally passed all the water served here. That's in a Mexican hotel. Other funny mistranslations. To stop the drip, turn cock to right. That was in a Finnish bathroom. And also, you're invited to take advantage of the chambermaid in a Japanese hotel. The book also contains mondegreens. A mondegreen is a mishearing of a word or phrase in such a way as to give it a new meaning, as when a child says, lead us not into temptation, lead us not into temptation, in the Lord's Prayer. The book contains musical mondegreens. The song Blinded by the Light, in a cover by Manfred Mann's Earth Band. In that song, there's the expression revved up like a deuce, as in a deuce coupe, and almost everyone thinks it's wrapped up like a douche. The book also contains country song titles that involve wordplay. For example, I still miss you, baby, but my aim's getting better. If you can't live without me, why aren't you dead yet? Because of the cat house, I'm in the dog house with you. In addition, the book contains insane real book titles. For example, Castration, The Advantages and the Disadvantages, a book with balls for now. The Joy of Uncircumcising, a book that has raised quite a flap, especially among our male members. The book also contains authors whose names seem curiously related to their subjects. Jeff Carlis wrote Motorcycling for Beginners. Paul J. Gillette wrote Vasectomies, the Male Sterilization. The book also contains other author names that along the same lines. For example, Norman Knight wrote Chess Pieces, and Roger Grounds wrote The Perfect Lawn, and G.A. Martini wrote Metabolic Changes Induced by Alcohol. The book, in addition, contains portmanteau. A portmanteau, besides being a kind of large suitcase, is a word formed by combining two other words, such as smog, which is formed by combining smoke and fog. Other portmanteau, documentary, and that's a documentary on dorky subjects, such as sci-fi, computers, or technology. Domance, that would be dough plus romance. That's dating someone just for expensive gifts and lavish dates. And there's also flatulist, and that comes from flatulence, and ventriloquist, and that's someone who can throw his or her fart. The book also has outrageous names of real people. There was once Atoxin Worm. He was a prominent theatrical agent. There was also a Mrs. Belcher Whack Whack. When she was Miss Belcher, she married Mr. Whack and later married his brother. And then there was I'm a Hog, and she was a prominent philanthropist known as the First Lady of Texas. The book also contains euonyms, and euonyms are particularly fitting personal names, such as John Wisdom, the name of a real British philosopher, Margaret Court, famous tennis player, Amy Freeze, a meteorologist at New York's ABC TV, Dr. Richard Dick Chop, an Austin, Texas urologist with a specialty in vasectomies. The book also has over 400 outlandish names in real phone directories, especially zabasearch.com. Amelia Cook. It contains also Anita Hoare, Anna Sasson, Bitsy Ho, Buster Hyman, and it contains further Crispy Bacon. It contains Chua Wang, Curtis E. Counts, as in Curtis E. Counts, Dick Hard, who lives appropriately in Yankton, South Dakota, Ima Klutz, Lance A. Boyle. In addition, it also contains such names as Laurelyn Hardy, and Maxie Pad, and also Ophelia Payne, Paige Turner, Phil McCracken, and Sharon Weed, okay, and hundreds of other funny names that are in real directories. I hope you check out my book. I hope, in fact, you end up buying it. Thank you.